hi guys, I'm doing a night one this time, and I'm in a different spot, so surprise! So I did a video, I want to say a week ago, called Slow It Down, Don't Rainbow Around, right? So we talked about how kids either that don't have the skill, right? 98% of the time, a challenging behavior is a lack of skill or an unmet need. So they start here doing something inappropriate or unsafe or not appropriate, right? Hard for an adult or other children. And then we want them to do something over here. And we're hoping that they just wake up one day without meeting needs or teaching skills, or we use stuff like ignore the behavior, or we use sticker charts or clip down systems or timeouts or all those strategies based in fear. And we're hoping that they wake up one day and they just get to the take a deep breath and walk away, or tell your friend you're mad, or go ask a teacher, or right, we're hoping they get here with maybe big emotions. So people have been asking me all sorts of questions. Well, what about, and what about, and what about? And I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna liken it to literacy and math. So, right, I have a 7-year-old that is learning how to read, and he did not wake up one day. I'm like, oh, I wish he could read. He loves to look at pictures and read books. But when he was 5 and we were teaching him that stuff, before we taught him that, he wasn't going to wake up one day without any meeting needs or teaching skills and just come to, he's not going to wake up at 5.5 and be like, Mommy, can you believe it? I could not read when I went to sleep and I woke up and bam, I can read. It would never happen. Because what do you have to do? He had to first do what? Recognize, maybe the first thing you do is sing the alphabet, right? So you sing the alphabet, where's that? Right here, right? Slow it down, don't rainbow around. So we're not gonna get to here. We're gonna go little by little by little. He's gonna sing the alphabet. Then he's gonna be able to recognize the letters. Then he's gonna be able to read the letters. Then he's gonna know what sounds the letters make. Then he's gonna know that like TH makes a th sound and SH makes a sh sound and CH makes a ch sound. And then he's going to have to know the exceptions, or that the E at the end of the word makes the first vowel say its name, right? He's got to get to all there. He's got to know the sight words, right? So can you see he's getting there? And months, years later is the way it is more like it. He gets to read. What sort of needs have to be met, right? Maybe he is quality time, so he wants to read with somebody. Maybe he is touched by love language, so he wants to snuggle with you. Maybe maybe there's some learning disability or dyslexia or an interest thing that's getting in the way, and he's not gonna do this. So we have to teach skills and meet needs. And then okay, so now what about math? So he's not going to not know letters and numbers at 2 and wake up when he's 5 without meeting a need and teaching a skill and get to here. He's not going to be like, Mommy, can you believe I can multiply 12 times 12? Like, I know it's 144. I picked the hardest one I think I know. Because if you said 13 times 13, I have to use my calculator. I'm not going to lie. I hope that makes everybody feel better who's not good at math. I cheated my way out of math. So he has to what? Know what the numbers look like. He's got to learn to write the numbers. He's got to know one-to-one correspondence so he can count on his fingers. He has to know a way to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, right? His new thing now is when we're out to dinner, we don't do any technology at dinner. If we go out to eat, we don't do a lot of technology in my family anyway, because of the stuff it can do to your brain. And he'll say, Mommy, I want to do addition. So I'll say, okay, bud, 15 plus 5. And he's like, 20. And I'll say odd or even. And he has to pick if it's an odd number or an even number. And he's like, even. And then my husband and I thought, if you add all odds and odds, you get evens. So 13 plus 7, those are both odd, and you get an even, which is 20. Right? At 41, I just figured that out. So I thought, I'm good enough at math that I can hang out in everyday life and do math and sales and it's 20% off. And if it's not 20% off, I can't really do it. Half off, 20% off, I'm good. It's 35% off. I'm like, who knows 35% off in their head? But I didn't, I thought I was here. I thought I got all my parts and I was here. What happened? I was right here because I didn't know that was, and if you do an even and an even, like 6 plus 4 is 10. Is it always an even? How do you get an odd when you add an odd and an even? So like, right, I'm still figuring that out. And we have to slow it down. And I thought it was helpful if I told you, like, we would never, right? We teach kids to learn to read for, some people do it in utero, right? We read kids' books in utero, and we do it for a good 6 years of learning how to read. And what happens, I go into a classroom, people want me to do it like that. They want me to fix the kid, right? There's only one fast strategy. It's not one anybody would use, right? It's hitting. We wouldn't use that. That in 1980s, that switched from, we were playing with physical wellness, and now we're playing with emotional wellness with all our shame-induced strategies, fear-based strategies. I always say if you can Pinterest the strategy, it's probably not a good one. So try to think about it like that. 6 years to get a kid to figure out how to learn to read, and then he's still like here when they learn how to read, because then there's always more words they can read, always harder books they can read. I don't think you ever get here. You never get here in reading or math, because there's always bigger stuff you can be learning and doing, right? At 41, I found out if you add odds and evens, you get odds and evens, but like all the time, I just figured that out. Like Tuesday, it's now Sunday. I just figured out last Tuesday that was the case. So behavior, we have to do what? Easier. It has to be easier and easier and easier and easier for you and the child, more successful. And we're going to use all love-based strategies. And love-based strategies rarely rainbow. So let's dig in. Let's start teaching skills and meeting needs with love-based strategies and see how it goes. Thanks, guys. Bye.